the community protects it, or the kids were well behaved up here. It hasn't been damaged. This is one pane of glass on. I think there's probably on the ground floor. There's probably 2 windows.
That's pretty good.
That aren't original.
So talk me through the process of. So obviously, this is kind of the state in which you find them.
Yeah, well, this is the inside, but this is the condition of an upstairs window.
Yeah.
Now, that's in a bad way. Well, physically it looks like it's in a bad way. It's certainly not square, but that's actually shaped itself to fit the opening of the window over time. But really, what we do is we need to remove all of this. That putty will come out. So, what we can do in terms of restoration is we can, if that glass is still intact, we'll just re-putty. All right? We'll remove the paint and we'll re-putty this. All right? That's easy enough, and that'll continue the story of this National Trust building. We can leave that in there. If it's broken, well, another story. Like we were talking earlier, we have to replace it, and it will lose its loveliness, I suppose. But what will happen is all this paint will get stripped off. We'll take this bar off, which was put on. I would say that these bars, and there's a few around that have been stuck on the top, that have to be 100 years old too. This window faced south. So if you're familiar with the weather in Adelaide, the bad weather comes from the south, so prevailing wind and rain. That's why these windows on the southern side cop to hammering. So this will come back to stripping back. And then re-gluing. So at the bottom of the window, we'll actually re-glue all the joints. We'll brace everything up. We'll glue that overnight before we put the putty back in.
And of course, you'd have to number all the windows because they're only going to go back in the one spot, aren't they?
You can only make that mistake once. Fortunately, everything's labelled. It would be hard work. Because what we've actually discovered, we believe after talking to the Trust, is that we do believe that these are all the same windows. And the openings, they're all the same. So that would suggest, as you were saying, Ali, that it could be a mail order arrangement where everything was ordered overseas at the time, which was quite amazing, actually. Perhaps that's where Avon got its inspiration from all those years ago.
So looking at the one that you're in the middle of doing, with the preparation of it, so you're doing the other one in situ, whereas this
so this is, if we looked at this window, I'll just pop these screws out. This is the noisy part.
No, that's right.
But just see if we can open that up.
Joined on the inside.
A bit tight. No, they're right. There we go. So, if you could imagine the window that we just looked at, yesterday